There was something in the night I failed to see. There was very little light to help me, but I'm pretty sure.
You know, Australia it's really a big market for Jack Daniels. I've been the Master Distiller for 4 years now, and actually Australia is the largest market that I had never visited up until arriving here last Thursday. So, but you know, I've met a lot of the people from Australia who've come to Lynchburg and taken the tour. And you know, I've always enjoyed just sitting and talking with them. I feel like there's kind of a kindred spirit between Americans and Australians to a great degree, and this love of life and just kind of a sense of humor that we have. At least the people of Lynchburg and the people of Australia are very similar creatures. And I really enjoyed the time I've spent here so far. Well, if you look at it, there were 6 Master Distillers who spanned 142 years. So if you do the math, that's about 24 years per distiller. And I was 41 at the time that I was appointed. I'm about to turn 45, but I've told people if I'm simply average, I'll do this until I'm 65, which will be about the time I'm probably ready to retire. So this is a category, these whiskey-based liqueurs, that has kind of formed in the United States, and we've been watching it for a few years, and then we decided to put our offering in this year. But we did something uniquely different as we kind of sized up the other offerings in the market, and we thought we could do something that was going to be really nice and different. We chose to make it comes from Old Number 7. We tell people it's a whole lot of Jack, a little bit of honey, but there's honey and a little bit of a nuttiness that comes along with the Tennessee honey product, and I think people that have tried it during the sessions over the last couple of days have really liked it and are excited that it's going to be coming to Australia in just a couple months.
Absolutely.
You know, we do have a few other products that we're kind of talking about doing right now. We don't have anything imminent, nothing as large as Tennessee honey. We're going to be doing some collectible offerings. A Master Distiller series will be coming out in the duty-free airports. You can kind of keep your eye out for that. We're looking at potentially doing some new products around our visitor center that may eventually end up coming to Australia as well. But all those things are kind of discussions right now and not necessarily concrete plans of products we'll bring forward. When we launched the Tennessee honey product, our recommended way of drinking that would be to chill it. So we actually put out some chilling machines that had bottles mounted in it and got it to the right temperature. But quickly after it went into market, a lot of people told us that as much as they thought it was a really nice chilled shot, they liked it even better as an after-dinner cordial. So a lot of people are kind of using it at the end of a meal just to kind of leave a little bit of a sweet, you know, ring on your lips. You know, bourbon is one of the most kind of, I would say, precisely defined forms of whiskey, because, you know, whiskey is anything that's fermented from grain, distilled, and put in a barrel. So that's a really broad term as far as how you describe somebody's process. But to be a bourbon, you have to be at least 51% corn. You have to distill under 160 proof for 80% alcohol, and then you have to use brand new barrels. So Jack Daniels at its core, it does everything that satisfies the bourbon identity, because our grain bill and distillation proof and new barrel are all a part of our process. What makes us a Tennessee whiskey is 10 feet of hard sugar maple charcoal filtration. And we do that step right after distillation and before we put it in a barrel. But the U.S. government, when they tasted Jack Daniels back in the 40s, said that it made Jack Daniels taste so much different than the bourbons that it would not be called bourbon from that point forward, made it a Tennessee whiskey. If I'm just going to sit down and have one just high quality glass at the end of work, when I get home, I'll usually go for single barrel. I think it's of all the whiskeys that we make, it's sort of the most interesting. It's got a lot of creaminess and a lot of interest, so I could just sit there and I don't necessarily have to overthink it while I'm drinking it, but it's always going to be something interesting and nice. And I've never seen one that disappointed me yet.